Good evening, everybody. For one last time, it's the final game for Everton of the Premier League 2 season. It's the Toffees against the Saints here at the Pure Stadium, the home of Southport Snods. Southampton come here bottom of the table, fresh from a 5-0 home defeat against Everton last week. David Unsworth's message to the players will be, don't be complacent.
No, it'd be exactly go out and do the same again. I'm sure Southampton won't want that to happen, so I'm sure there'll be a lot stronger performance from their boys. I think they'll be quite embarrassed about a 5-0 victory, 5-0 defeat at their own place. So they'll be coming up here thinking this ain't going to happen again. So it'll be a tough test, but 5-0, the boys should be confident. They know what their team's about and should go and hopefully prove it again.
Even if there's very little to play for, I suppose you've been in this situation. You don't want to lose your last game of the season, do you?
As you're playing for Everton Football Club, there's always something to play for when you wear that shirt. You know what I think, you know what several other ex-players think when you play for Everton, no matter what, even if it's the last game, you just don't take the foot off the pedal. And Unzi will be letting them know that, and his coaching staff, because there's many Evertonians on that coaching staff as well. So, no, I think we'll still see a full-blooded, hearted performance from our boys today.
It's been a good season for the Under-23s, hasn't it? We can still technically finish 5th in the table, but that aside, a lot of young players have really come to the fore that we didn't know much about at the start of the season.
And that's what it's about as well, all right. He's all right. You want to win the league, there's no question about it, whatever level you're playing at. But I think it's also good for 16, 17, 18-year-old kids to play for the 23s. It shows that when they're performing at their own level, under 16s, under 18s, they're being monitored by everybody at the club, and then they're getting a chance in the 23s, and that's what it's all about. We've seen some great performances from some young boys recently, and hopefully we're going to see some tonight.
We've seen some great games, as you say. It'd be lovely to finish off with a cracker, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. There's no better sight and when you're commentating than goals going in and passing the ball about, knocking it about, making it difficult for opponents. And I'm just looking at the boys warming up over in that far corner, and I'm sure their eyes will be thinking, well, this is the last game, but let's go out with a bang. Let's go and beat Southampton convincingly like we did last week.
Well, we did beat Southampton convincingly last week to the tune of 5-0, and here's the goals. Terrific performance, that's Nods, and the beauty of this under-23 side with David Unsworth and John Ebrell and Franny, of course, at the moment, is that all these lads will still be eligible for the 23s next season because it's a young squad.
And probably season after that as well. So, we've seen some good performances. We know how well they did in the FA Youth Cup, and these boys are now progressing to the 23s. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of seasons. I think David Unsworth and his coaching staff will be. He's got something to work with. There's some good players at this football club at this level, and hopefully they're going to improve as well.
It's a good point you make that, because Unzi always knew this was going to be a season of transition. You can never have a settled team as an under-23 coach, can you? Because some of your players are needed for the Youth Cup, the 18s, or even hopefully the first team. But with this set of lads here, he should have a nice settled setup next season.
Yeah. Paul Tate's had him, and he's worked ever so well with the younger boys as well. And then his step now is to move them on to David Unsworth at the under-23 level. So. Plus, when you get a little taste of under-23s, you think, I don't want to go back in the under-18s. I want to be a permanent fixture in this 23s, and I'm sure that's what several of them will be thinking.
And a few of them will be thinking, I've trained with the first team, I've been on the bench with the first team. The likes of Thierry Small and Tyler Onyango will say, I've played for the first team. I want a little bit more of that.
That's the top and bottom of it. You want to be involved with that first team, all right. You might not think so at 17, 18, but yeah, good players get on the benches at several Premier League clubs at that age, so why not? So you've just got to keep impressing Tatey at 18s, Unzi at 23s, and the manager, when you step up to train with them, at least impress the manager as well, and who knows, you get a place on the bench. And I only did it at Doncaster at 16. Doncaster were a low Division 3, Division 4 team then, as it used to be. But I used to feel great when I used to go along training with first team. These are training with some real proper players, Premier League players, international stars. It must be a brilliant feeling. So yeah, I'd love to be in their situation.
Just finally, Snods, last game of the season, who's caught your eye in particular for the 23s this season? There've been some really standout performers, haven't there?
Do you know what, Nathan Broadhead, all right, he's experienced. He's scored plenty of goals. I think his finishing has been superb. I think the back four have done well at times. Big Con, as I call him, because I can't pronounce his name. He just gives you everything, game in, game out. No frills about him. Heads it, kicks it, tackles.
He's a junior waggy, isn't he? Junior Dave Watson.
I like that in a defender. That's what he's classed as. He's classed as a defender. He loves defending. So I just like the way our 23s play a game of football from start to finish. All right, even if they get beat, what the commitment to the David and his coaching staff and to this club is fantastic.
Let's hear now from the coach. This is David Unsworth's thoughts ahead of the last Premier League 2 game of the season. Dave, last game of the season, be nice to finish with a win.
Always. I mean, that's what we always want. We always want to win, but it's there's a lot on the game today. I've just spoken to the players before that they've before they come out, and all these players who are playing tonight are going to be with us next season, pre-season. So this performance tonight has got to carry through over the summer, and will live long in the memory in terms of what we do next season. So places and positions up for grabs in pre-season, certainly in our team. So we're looking for a decent performance from individuals and the team tonight.
It's an excellent point, that is it, because if you lose tonight, you can't put it right for a long time.
Yeah, and you always remember your last performance. So I've just made that point to the players in the changing room that this isn't a dead rubber as far as I'm concerned. This is an important game for a lot of young players.
This has been a season of transition which you expected right at the start, but there's some players in your squad now who the supporters are really excited about, who they've never even heard of at the start of the campaign, and I suppose that's what it's all about. Yeah,
quite rightly so, and I'm excited myself about some of the players, some of the performances, some of the the results with such young teams over the period of the season have been outstanding. It's probably been the biggest transitional season I've ever known here, with the COVID rules, with the restrictions, with a reduced programme. The 3 teams being stretched to the absolute limits who we work with, the first team, 23s and 18s. And it's great credit to these young players that they've stepped up and performed at this level.
And it's been excellent that a few of your boys have had a little taste of first team squad action at least.
Yeah, and that's the job. We're here to perform, we're here to develop and win. And those boys who've had the taste of the first team, that's what we're all about. But the way they've gone about the business, the way that Carlo's used these players in training, I've never known a manager use as many young players in training as this season. So that's great credit to Carlo and his staff and the club for joining up. First team, under-23s, 18s, academy now. It's fantastic, and these players have had a glimpse of a great pathway, and long may that continue.
You've had lads playing for the first team, you've got your core of under-23 regulars, you always dip into the under-18s, and you've used some under-16s as well. It's the life of the under-23 manager, isn't it?
Yeah, and we wouldn't have it any other way, and it's a great challenge for us, where we come together during the week and there's changes last minute and using different players, but it's not just myself, John Eberl, Franny Jeffers this year, Paul Tate in the under-18s, Phil Jevons in the under-16s, the first team staff as well. We all work together, we all come together, and we've got great coaches at our club.
When do you start thinking about next season, Dave? Do you give yourself a couple of weeks off and turn your phone off?
No, Daz, you know me. That doesn't happen when you've got my role, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We've already started planning for next season and pre-season, and really looking forward to actually having a break at some point. But more importantly for the players to have a break. They've been stretched like I've never known. We've had an awful lot of injuries, and the doctor came up to me the other day and he was speaking to a surgeon in London, and one of our players got injured. He says he's never known as many injuries over all the Premier League teams over the course of a season, and that's down to the times that we're living in, unfortunately. So the credit goes to the players of being stretched to be training and playing under these conditions.
It's been a terrific season. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Daz. Cheers.
David Unsworth speaking ahead of the final Premier League 2 fixture of the season for Everton. An Everton side that can technically still finish 5th in the table if we bet at Manchester United's result. Snods, there's the lineup with what we think will be the formation. It's 4-4-2. It's an attacking formation.
It is. I'm looking forward to seeing Lewis Waddington again in the middle of the park, and little Charlie Whittaker up front. I know Tom Cannon scored again the other day, and a player I played against, his son sat on the right hand side, yeah. Mills, Danny Mills, his son. Stanley's playing, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. But a lot of youngsters in that team. Thierry Small on the left hand side as well, so I'm looking forward to the game.
A few of those lads have played in the FA Youth Cup this season and had a really good run, so they'll be due a break, won't they?
Yeah, they will. It has been a long season, probably an emotional one after getting beat as well, especially after the two successes against Man City and Chelsea, and so I'm sure they're ready for a break, but let's get this one out of the way first and let's get a victory.
Matty Mallon, Zan Luck-Liebman, as you can see, Sean McAllister, Roman Quintine and Jensen Metcalf on the bench for Everton tonight. The Southampton players are just coming onto the pitch over on the far side. They come into this game bottom of the table. And as you said in the preview, Snods, that group of players there, most of those players played last week when Everton beat them 5-0 at St Mary's. They will surely, for their own personal pride, Southampton are going to finish bottom of the table, but for their own personal pride, they'll want to put a show on tonight, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. They won't want the same scenario as last week, and I'm sure we won't get that, Daz. If the Southampton lads have got anything about them, they'll make it very, very difficult, and they'll work exceptionally hard. And they know that we've got some quality players, so they'll close us down a lot quicker as well, I would imagine, than last week as well. So it's going to be a tough game. I don't think it'll be another 5-0.
Here come the Everton players. Kyle John wearing the armband tonight, and that's a good reward for Kyle John. He's had a little bit of bad luck with injuries, Kyle, but he keeps bouncing back and he keeps giving everything. He doesn't leave anything out there, does he?
No, I like watching him. He's got plenty of pace, he defends well, he loves to get forward as well, so as good fullbacks and wing-backs do, so it's good to see him wearing the captain armband.
Referee and his 2 assistants are on the way out. Southampton players already lining the centre circle. Everton about to join them. There will be a period of silence before this game as we remember the former Republic of Ireland international Alan McLaughlin, who was taken tragically young just this week. He was an academy coach, so in memory of Alan McLaughlin, all under 18 and under 23 fixtures this weekend will be preceded by a period of silence. You'd have played against him,
Yeah, I played against him. Yeah, sad news. Decent player as well.
Yep. His name of Portsmouth, played for the Republic of Ireland, and Alan Kelly, our goalkeeping coach, I know knew Alan McLaughlin really, really well, and the period of silence will begin and end on the referee's whistle. Impeccably observed, you'd expect nothing less from two good sets of young players. We are nearly ready to begin the final game of the season. There's long shadows cast across the pure stadium playing surface here at Southport, and it makes a change, Nods, because we've been up here on some cold nights, haven't we?
We certainly have, but I'm sure the weatherman knew that it was going to be the last game of the season, and said, let's have a bit of sunshine for the last one.
We are nearly ready to go. Southampton come here, as I say, bottom of the table. David Unsworth will allow no slacking off whatsoever from his players tonight. He'll want to go out with a bang, and as he said in his pre-match interview, you lose the last game of the season, Snods, and it can linger for a couple of months.
Yeah, it certainly can, but I'm sure we're going to get a strong performance from the boys in blue tonight.
Throw in for Everton, early doors. Carl John, the captain, midfield to Butterfield, takes a chance there by playing the ball back across, and strange choice. Tom Cannon lays it off. Hughes couldn't pick it up.
I'll tell you what a confident touch that was from Butterfield. His first touch as well. He knew where it was going. He'd seen what he wanted to do.
I don't think Joe Anderson would have been overly pleased with it, though.
Fair play to him.
Jack Bycroft, the Southampton goalkeeper, pings it towards this left-hand side where Romello Mitchell was waiting, but Carl John heads it away. Here's Stanley Mills, scored against Southampton last weekend. Back to Jack Bycroft. Southampton have only named 4 substitutes for this game.
He surprises me, the Southampton have struggled, as when you think of the players that have come through their academies and the youth systems over the years. Unbelievable talent.
They provided some absolute world-class players.
Yeah, they really have.
Stanley Mills wins the header. Morris to Sean Ruffin. Pinned forward by Ledwidge. Reese Welsh. I watched Reese Welsh play for the Under-18s against Manchester City earlier this week in atrocious conditions down at Finch Farm. It was pouring with rain, it was blowing a gale, it was hailstoning, and it was a difficult night for the players. And you have to remember that some of these boys are playing for both teams, aren't they? The 18s and the 23s.
Yeah, he's a fair size, is Reese. He's looks a good athlete, and I'm just sure he's going to improve year on and year on.
Moves like a footballer,
yeah,
doesn't he?
He does. He looks elegant. He really does.
You can imagine what Finch Farm was like earlier in the week. You've been there, haven't you, when the wind whips up a little bit?
I'm glad I weren't up there. It can blow up there.
I was cold, still cold, 2 hours later after the game. Joe Anderson to Thierry Small. What a season it's been for Thierry Small. When you go back to the start of the campaign, little could he have imagined that he would become the youngest player to ever appear in a competitive first-team fixture for Everton Football Club.
But what now does, he's got to forget about that. He's now got to think, right, I've had a taste of it. I want more of it. No matter what, if he's 17, 18, or he's got, that's what he's got to look forward to. He's got to think, I'm determined to go and train with them every week and be in the squad every week. Just having it on your CV and then doing nothing else is not good enough for me.
He's got to make sure he's not a one-game wonder, isn't he?
Absolutely. It's a great tag to have, especially with the players that he's in front of. Wayne Rooney. Wow.
Yeah.
At one
That's
bit.
a decent ball. Chased down by Charlie Whittaker. Bycroft caught in two minds momentarily, but he did well in the end. And Ledwidge thumps the ball into this empty terrace on this near side.
So yeah, he just don't want to be known as the youngest player ever to play. He wants to be known to the Everton fans as a storming left back or right wing back. Yeah.
Tools are in the box nods, aren't they? That's for sure.
Certainly are.
Kazim Alabi led the charge then, but Lewis Waddington was tugging him back, and he'll need to be spoken to here by the referee. Lewis Waddington just got the wrong side of Kazim Alabi. The referee, thankfully, just gives Lewis Waddington a little bit of a warning, because I've seen yellow cards given for
that.
It'd
have been a poor yellow card, I think, if he had have booked him. It's too early in the game. He's not really done a lot. So I think a word in Lewis's ear is fine.
Harry Tyler takes the ball out of the air confidently and then releases Butterfield. Here is Thierry Small. Warrington back to Small. Joe Anderson. Missing your mate tonight, Snods. Connor Zunidas at the heart of the defence.
Yes, Big Con is, I can't believe he's
given
not
away.
playing.
Just break off there because Southampton are inside the penalty area, but they don't make the rest of it.
Yeah, he's been given a rest, has he?
I think he's got a little bit of a knock.
Has he? Yeah. I think
it would take something for Big Con.
Yeah, it would
to play.
But I think he's done enough throughout the season to deserve a little rest if he's having one.
Sean Ruffin for the Saints had some horrendous results of Southampton in recent weeks, but on the wrong end. The 5-0 home defeat against Everton, by the way, was by no means their worst result of the season. Joe Anderson. Ooh. Well, down goes Sam Bellis.
Yeah, I think what happened there, Daz, if I'm not mistaken, I think Joe's just caught him with his hand as he went to control the ball, but the big centre forward's up and running after the ball. There was nothing in it.
No. Didn't really need to go down like that, did he? I don't think.
Relax.
The scourge of our commentary on a Saturday afternoon in the Premier League.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we're just going to have a little look at this. Ball just played forward, and he's gone to control it, Big Joe. He's just he hasn't done anything really, has he?
No,
he hasn't done anything.
It wouldn't have knocked the tissue out of his hand if the boy was blowing his nose at the time.
He's been watching too much telly, that boy.
Breaking play here. Well, he's trotting over to the side.
Oh, he must.
You know what? We might have done him a disservice.
Yeah, we
there.
might have done actually. There must
Sam
be a
Bellis,
bit of blood
18
there.
years of age. He's going across to see the Southampton club doctor. You take it back, Sam.
Yeah, we do. I'm sorry.
0-0. 6.5 minutes gone here at the Pure Stadium. And I suppose when you're playing a team at home that you've just beaten 5-0 away, there'll be an expectation there, Snods.
Yeah, they will. And I'm sure our boys are well aware of it, and I'm sure that they'll hopefully get on the score sheet very early.
Open things up a little bit. That's a good ball. Charlie Whittaker. Charlie Whittaker goes for goal, and he obliges. Ian Snowden wanted a goal, and Charlie Whittaker has obliged. Everton lead by 1-0, and there's the early strike he wanted.
Yeah, 7 minutes into the game. Good movement as well from the boys. Played it out well, and then good first touch by Charlie Whittaker. Took it on the inside of the defender and just hit it across goal. But it's a decent ball into him there, and he's just flashed it back across goal, give the keeper no chance whatsoever. And if you're wanting a start like that to be You're talking 5-0 last week. The Southampton players will be thinking, wow,
Here we go again.
here we go. Yeah, 7 minutes and we're already 1 down.
It must be soul destroying for these Southampton players. They have been on the wrong end of some thrashings this season. We don't know what's gone on down there, why they are so weak this season. But when you're a group of young players absolutely bereft of any confidence whatsoever, it must be tough, Snods.
Yeah, because they'll have worked hard this week in training, I'm sure, to prevent our boys turning them over again. But when you go down 1-0 after 7 minutes of the game, you just start getting into your head, oh, could it be one of these evenings again?
Sean Ruffin's just going to be spoken to for a late challenge on Stanley Mills. Bit of over exuberance from the young fullback.
I think a bit from the referee as well. He's calling him over and he's saying, come here to me, and just have a quick word with the referee and then let him get on with the game.
He knows it's live on the telly, you see.
Yeah.
Harry Tyler switches the play nicely. Terry Small runs into a little bit of a cul-de-sac, but that'll be a throw-in. The throw-in has gone Southampton's way. That's all Unsworth would have asked, isn't it? Start on the front foot.
Yeah, he would. He'll say, look, 5-0 last week. They'll be worried about you. If you can start early, start bright, get an early goal, then hopefully there'll be more for you. He took it well.
Only had one thing on his mind, didn't
he did. Great touch inside, hit across goal, good finish.
Oliphant again drills it forward. Here's Sam Bellis, but beaten to the ball by Thierry Small. Picked up by Joe Anderson. Reese Welsh. Kyle John. Pitch has been well watered. It's not,
yeah,
There's a spray from the low passes.
It needed to be, because it does look a little bit bobbly, so more water on it the better. There we go, it just got a little bobble there on Thierry Small.
Just hooked forward by Waddington. Olabi. Thierry Small loves to get on the front foot, doesn't he? Just couldn't find Tom Cannon on that occasion, and Jack Bycroft puts the ball over the stand and into Hague Avenue, right through Snod's windscreen.
I don't think I've seen one this season go over there, does it?
No, I haven't. No, I was just
Out
thinking
of the
that. We know Jack Bycroft. Certainly some beef behind that. Joe Anderson comes off the head of Ruffin, and it'll be a throw-in for Everton on this right-hand side.
Am I right in believing Joe's signed a new contract?
Yeah,
fantastic.
Good to see as well. Good lad.
Yeah.
There's David Unsworth, John Ebrell, and Franny Jeffers, and Kevin O'Brien as well, the goalkeeping coach. He's been a loyal and distinguished servant to Everton Football Club, Snods.
Yeah, I like Kev. Good lads. Been here many years. Don't know if he's good at coaching, but he's a good lad. I love giving him a mention. I love talking to him. He's an Evertonian through and through, he's Kev.
He'll have played on this ground many times as well. A non-league legend in his day with South Liverpool, and then 700 odd games for Marine in the Northern Premier League. Oliphant, what? Ethan Burnett sets off on a run, but Thierry Small watches it and just nods it out of play. Burnett. Good foot in by Charlie Whittaker. That'll be another throw in for Southampton, who've, as I said earlier, they've been beaten 7-1 away at Leicester. They lost 7-1 away at Manchester City, 5-1 away at Blackburn, and 5-0 at home to Everton, all since early March. So they don't come here in decent nick.
No, I bet they can't wait for the season to finish as well, really. Looking at them scores.
Soul destroying for the young players, but it's part and parcel.
Do you know what?
It can be a ruthless game, Stods.
In that situation, Daz, you might be a little bit selfish, but you haven't got to worry about team getting beat. All you're concentrating is, right, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to look after myself. I'm going to make sure that the coaching staff, I do everything possible and just do it for myself. And you've got to be selfish in that respect, because you could be out of a job.
Sean Ruffin just hoops the ball out of play.
And if you've got a few characters that think that way, then team performances get better. But first and foremost, you've got to think, well, I know we're getting beat quite regular, but I'm doing as much as I possibly can.
Harry Tyler will take this goal kick. Joe Anderson and Reese Hughes have given him a short pass option. But Harry Tyler puts his right foot through the ball, sends it forward. He's had a good season, Harry Tyler, Snods, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
When he's been called upon.
Yeah, I think he's looked very good. He's confident, his angling's good, his kicking's good. Yeah, I've been impressed with Harry.
Southampton attacking down the right-hand side. Taiwo is taking on Thierry Small. Easier said than done. Well-timed challenge from Thierry Small.
Yeah, good defending that. Southampton right back getting forward, overlapping, and then got on the ball, but Thierry did well to get the block in.
Sometimes young fullbacks can look better going forward than defensively, ironically, Snods, can't they?
I think in the modern game, I think you look more for them now these days, being able to go forward and use the ball and get balls into the box rather than be able to defend.
Charlie Whittaker's goal separating the two sides in the Southport sunshine. Here's Tom Cannon. Hasn't been in the game a great deal yet, Tom. He's also on the score sheet at St Mary's. Hunsley will have been pleased that they put on a show at St Mary's, because sometimes young players playing at a Premier League stadium can spend the first 10 minutes or so looking round, can't they?
Yeah, and it is a nice stadium, and yeah, it's good that the boys got the chance to play in the stadium. I would just wish they'd get more chances in playing in good stadiums.
The quality of the pitches, they should be able to, Snod, shouldn't they? The billiard tables aren't. It's not like the baseball ground years ago, and you could only play.
Do you know what, Dad?
A month.
I've watched Southport over the years, and come this stage of the season, there's hardly been any grass. The pitches have been firm. Even this, he's fantastic. To be fair to what he's usually like.
Charlie Whittaker takes the ball in his stride, and Olafemba comes over, and I didn't think that was a foul personally.
No, neither did the linesman, who was stood about a yard away from it, but the referee's given the decision.
A little bit fussy so far, the referee. Here's the replay, Snods.
Yeah, just it's Charlie Whittaker. Didn't see a lot wrong with that.
No.
And the boys are saying that the linesman stood there, he didn't see anything wrong with it.
Jack Bycroft spent time on loan this season at Weymouth. The Southampton goalkeeper. That'll have toughened him up, won't it?
Oh, he's in.
Tom Cannon could be in here. Tom Cannon is in here. He's knocked it over the goalkeeper. Empty net. Oh, he's hit it too hard. He's tried to blast it into the back of the net when a little bit more composure was needed.
Oh, I think he went for a spectacular finish. It would have been spectacular, but I think if he did everything right, got on beyond his marker there. Great run, done well, lifted it over the keeper, then just relax there, just take a touch, and he could have just took a touch, walked it into the 18-yard box and just slotted it. He went for the spectacular. It would have been if it had come off, but no, he just needed to relax himself.
Bit of youthful impetuism there.
Yeah,
Snods.
perhaps it was. Definitely could have been 2-0. Should have been 2-0.
The linesman on this side seems to be waiting for the referee to give a lot of decisions here before indicating which way the throw-in should go.
Tom would like that chance again when he does.
Yes, oh yeah. You won't enjoy watching it later. Thierry Small, infield to Waddington. Thrown for Everton. Look comfortable at the moment, Snods.
Yeah, we do. I don't want to say it really, but I can't see a lot in Southampton's strikers and midfield that are going to give us much problems. I hope it don't come to bite me back, but yeah, the first 17 minutes of this game, I don't really see them threatening us.
Charlie Whittaker, get after that, Kyle John, he says, and Kyle
And he will.
advises down the right-hand side. Lovely layoff that from Charlie Whittaker. Kyle John gets the cross into the penalty area. Headed over the crossbar by Charlie Whittaker. Nice swift move, Snods.
Yeah, good play. Kyle John's got plenty of pace. And once the ball got played into that area, you knew he was going to get on the end of it. Check back, and then he put an excellent ball in there. Fortunately, Charlie just couldn't keep his header down.
"18 minutes gone. Everton leading by 1-0 as the shadows lengthen across the Pure Stadium. Bellis chests it down. Loughlin to Ledwidge. Irish Youth International, the Southampton number 4. But once again, the forward pass is no problem whatsoever for the Everton rearguard and bounces safely through to Harry Tyrer.
Yeah, our boys will be delighted with that. Just straight long balls. They'll be able to cope with that all evening. That's a foul referee.
In the back, isn't it? Right in front of the referee. Kyle John picks it up, carries the ball forward, looks for Tom Cannon. Cannon gets a nod on it. Can Whittaker get the second ball? Prods it into the penalty area, but Ledwidge is there for Southampton, and Bycroft clears his lines. There's goals in this.
Yeah, good, great ball in, aimed for Tom Cannon, headed it down for the on-rushing Charlie Whittaker. Just couldn't direct his header into the path for Charlie to get on the end of it.
Butterfield, Whittaker, sloppy from Charlie Whittaker, picked up by Romello Mitchell for Southampton. He's isolated, he's got 5 or 6 blue shirts around him, so all he can do is hold up the ball. Then he brings Loughlin in. Infield to James Morris.
But that's what I like about it, Daz. We give the ball away, and all of a sudden we had 6 players around one of the Southampton players trying to win it back.
Mumsy likes his players to hunt in packs, doesn't he? Mitchell again, back to Loughlin. Romello Mitchell makes a little bit of space for himself, but doesn't get the ball into the penalty area. Plays it back to Loughlin. Loughlin gets it into the penalty area. Little flicked effort from Sam Bellis is well smothered by Harry Tyrer.
It's the first time we've really been troubled. Ball put into the 6-yard box. Comfortable save in the end for Harry.
Kyle John. Anderson. Unlucky. The ricochet favours Hughes. Oh, lovely reverse ball to Thierry Small. Real chance for Everton here. Thierry Small inside the penalty area, goes for goal himself. It's blocked by Olafanwa, and it'll be a corner kick on the left-hand side.
Great vision, great ball from Reese Hughes there. You thought he was going to come and play out to this right-hand side, and he's just... He saw Thierry making a run down the left, and he's played a great reverse ball back into him.
It will be Reese Hughes to take this corner kick. Short one, Lewis Waddington. Curled into the penalty area, chance, saved, must be 2-0. What is the flag up on this near side?
No, he's given it.
He's given the goal.
He's given the goal.
Reece Welsh has scored, and it is 2-0 midway through the first half. And Everton double the advantage.
Yeah, I thought the keeper, I don't know what the keeper was trying to do there, to be quite honest, but there was a decent ball in there, and we've got on the end of it. Keeper's flapped it a little bit. I don't think he knew a lot about that, to be quite honest, but...
subdued celebration,
yeah,
wasn't it?
I think they were waiting for the offside decision, but it certainly wasn't. Yeah.
In the Southport sunshine, Reece Welsh doubles the lead.
Yeah, we didn't know when to celebrate, whether it was offside, but we certainly do. We're 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. I said, Daz, before the game, I think it'd be an hard game and you wouldn't see a 5-0, but after watching the first 22 minutes, it could be more than 5.
It's all Everton at the moment. They're enjoying themselves. Unzi was desperate for them to win this last game of the season and go into the summer on the back of a good performance and a good result. It has been a really, really encouraging season, I think we can say, for the 23s this year, Snods, with the prospect, as we said pre-match, of so much more to come from these boys.
Yeah, you've had injuries, you've had players going on loan, but overall, I think as long as the boys are learning, Daz, they're learning week in and week out, as long as they're listening to the coaching staff and they're improving. That's all you can ask for. Just improve week after week. And enjoy it. You're at Everton Football Club, your young boys. There isn't anything better.
Reese Welsh does his defensive duties well. The delivery is straight into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Can you imagine going into Finch Farm every single day, being how you and coached by proper coaches, and it must be great to wake up in the morning and think, it's not work, is it?
Yeah.
It's not work. Living the dream, it's fantastic. Enjoy it.
We get lovely dinners as well.
Oh, especially when you're not there having it down. Leave some for the lads.
Reese Welsh, first goal of the season. Charlie Whittaker moves on to 3, and Everton lead by a couple of goals to 0 here at Southport. Sun still shining. Sean Ruffin. Olafamwa. What's it, Taiwo? All the way back to Jack Bycroft. Been breached twice already this evening. Not what you could do for the first one, but you thought he could have done better for the second.
Yeah, I did think he could do better for the second one. I really do. He's just kind of parried it out. He could have got.
Oh, sloppy from Thierry Small, and Southampton don't make the best of it. Sorry, Snods.
Yeah, he could have got his body behind it. Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with his attempt.
Carl John overruns it as well. We mustn't get complacent, Snods.
No, we've just a couple of times now we've just give the ball away and just overrun it in situations. But yeah, you don't want to get into a habit. Oh, this is too easy. I'm going to try things that they'll still need to just keep passing the ball, because there's definitely more goals in this for them.
Levy. Ledwidge for Southampton. Long way home after a crushing defeat, Snods, isn't it? If it does get worse for Southampton,
yeah,
it's a 5 or 6 hour coach journey, I think.
Yeah, it is a long way.
Sam Bellis, Manchester City Academy player. Ruffin. Ledwidge again. Half volleyed away by Reese Welsh. Lewis Waddington's volleyed pass cannons into James Morris. The move breaks down, but Southampton just haven't offered anything as an offensive threat.
No, they haven't, and it's just, I'm just hoping our boys don't get complacent and think, well, it's a stroll this. We're not really put under much pressure by this Southampton team, and we get a little bit sloppy, but I'm sure with our manager and our coaching staff, we ain't going to get sloppy.
Welsh to Kyle John. Mills, nice layoff. Good take by Kyle John, and away he goes. Love watching him sprint up this right-hand side. Just couldn't get the ball out from under his feet and get a good run at it, could he?
Get good play by the two of them there. Kyle John and Mills down this right-hand side. Lovely first touch by Mills into the path of Kyle John.
Reese Hughes is a good ball. Lovely left foot, hasn't he? Thierry Small will run up the full-back on that far side. Runs out of space. Does well. Does really well, Thierry Small. Super run by Thierry Small. Is there a finish? Not really. The volley from Stanley Mills is blocked. Jaden Smith loses out. Thierry Small wins it back. There's a man down inside the penalty area, and the referee has brought a stop to the game.
It must be an head injury, obviously, for the referee to stop the game.
Thierry Small wants to score tonight.
Yeah, he does. He's getting forward on every opportunity, and Reese is finding him well with his left peg down there. Put him in a couple of times now, but yeah, he's enjoying himself, Thierry, down that left-hand side, getting a lot of freedom.
And hopefully the Southampton boy will be fine and ready to continue. If it's a head injury, the referee had no option other than to blow the whistle, even though Everton were on the attack, and got an old-fashioned drinks break that was part and parcel of football during the lockdown last season.
Was it 23 minutes or something like that? He was every 23 minutes, come over and have a drink.
It'll be all right. Everton 2, Southampton 0.
He's limping, does. I don't think it was an head injury, and if it's not, I don't know why the referee stopped it. He seems to be.
Yeah, it does seem to be a little limp, that, doesn't it? So Everton have been a little bit unlucky there, I think.
Yeah, strange decision. If it isn't an head injury, obviously, if it was, the referee's done the right thing to stop it, but I'm not too sure. Look at him walking off.
What does he do now with the bounce ball? Because Everton were on the attack there, but I think he's just going to bounce it and invite the Southampton goalkeeper to hoof the ball forward. Which he does. All the way through to his opposite number. Reese Welsh to Anderson. Really looking forward to seeing what these boys can achieve next year, Snods.
Yeah, I am, because I'm sure they'll go away in the summer and they'll think, right, I want to be part of this under-23. Here we go, Kyle John.
Go on, Kyle, get going. Down the right-hand side, Ledwidge can't catch him. Kyle John into the penalty area, tipped up by Charlie Whittaker. Tries the half volley on the slide and it's blocked by Olafanwa, and it's a corner kick.
Again, Kyle John down this right-hand side, but I love Charlie Whittaker. I think he's got a bit about him, you know.
Yeah.
The way he took that then and got his shot away as well. He's always alive in and around the 18-yard box.
It's as we were saying, Snods, the likes of Charlie Whittaker and Reese Welsh and Tom Cannon, Luke Butterfield, Isaac Price. We didn't know much about them at the start of the season. We do now.
And we're going to get to know, hopefully, a lot more about them.
Hughes, great corner. Tom Cannon picks it up, shoots for goal, and it's blocked by Ethan Bennett. Thierry Small tries to find Reese Hughes, just puts a little bit too much purchase on the pass, and it spins out of play.
Yeah, just a little bit more care there from Thierry, and would have been in again down this right-hand side, but every time we look like going forward and getting into the 18-yard box, we look like scoring a goal.
No Isaac Price or Tanner on Yango, of course, tonight, don't forget that. Ellis Sims on loan at Blackpool, but Nathan Broadhead, and who'd have thought it when Ellis Sims went on loan to Blackpool that he wouldn't end up as the top scorer for the under-23s this season, because he's been chased down and overtaken by the hugely impressive Nathan Broadhead. Good ball by Kyle John. No free kick on Charlie Whittaker. Yes, it was tripped up by James Morris. And Everton take the free kick a bit too quickly.
Ellis got 2 goals.
Yeah.
For Blackpool the other day.
Scored a few, hasn't he?
Into the playoffs now.
If ever there was a natural born goal scorer, Snods.
Yes, I just want to see him dominate defenders a bit more. The size of him, the power of him, the pace of him. We know he's a good finisher, but he's got a lot to offer Everton Football Club in the future if he thinks about it and puts himself about.
Hughes not on the same wavelength as Kyle John, and Reese Hughes puts his head in his hands, and the chance to get the ball in the penalty area goes begging. Well, you say Ellis Sims has got a lot to offer Everton, and he certainly has. He's also got a lot to offer Blackpool, because they've timed their promotion run quite well, and Ellis could well end the season a Blackpool legend if he bags a couple at Wembley that gets them back into the Championship.
Yeah, they've gone very well the last couple of months. They've come from nowhere, and yeah, it's great to go into the playoffs on a run like they are. Confidence must be sky high.
We saw them 3-0 up against Everton in the summer. We 20 minutes.
We did, yeah.
Jaden Smith, infield to Morris. Olafanwa. Ledwidge. Everton quite content to allow Southampton to flick the ball to each other. Olafanwa again. Bycroft leathers it forward, flicked on by Bellis, but only for the benefit of Joe Anderson. And Everton just soak it up nice and easily. Good touch, Kyle John, and from Butterfield. Charlie Whittaker just couldn't get there. And Morris can find Ledwidge. Will Unsey be satisfied, or will he want a little bit more, Snods?
I think you look at the opposition and think, I want a bit more, because there's more goals in it for us. I think he'd be happy with the young kids where they've started the game.
Ruffin's cross is headed away and picked up down by the corner flag by Kyle John, who's penned in a little bit. Gives the ball away. Here's another good ball, Charlie Whittaker. Now it's in his locker to go by himself here if he wants to. Charlie Whittaker has been forced wide. He goes for goal. Wasn't too far away. That wasn't a bad effort, Snods.
I don't think he had anything else on his mind. No. There weren't really a lot on for him to do anyway, because the defender had got himself in a position where Charlie couldn't aim it at the back post for his strike partner Tom Cannon, so he took it on his own. He's not far off in the end. He's just bobbled up on him as well, but yeah, it's a decent effort. Good counter-attack by our boys.
Goal kick Southampton. Just over 10 minutes to go. It's gone over quickly this first half, Snods.
Yeah, it has. It's because we're dominating the game, does. It really is.
Wonder from Southampton. There doesn't seem to be much of a process to Southampton's attacking play, Snods, does there?
I don't like saying it again about young boys or opposition's team, but these are certainly probably the poorest team that I've seen while I've been doing commentary this season. Oh, that's a great
ball.
play.
That's a great ball. Good defending by Ledwidge, and he plays the ball back to his goalkeeper. It's a great football club, Southampton, and I know, like myself, Snod, you've got a lot of time for them, but there's something wrong when the under-23 team is this poor, isn't there, surely?
Yeah.
Something somewhere isn't working.
And you're right, the first team's good.
Hughes look from distance, not much conviction, and it's wide.
They've had some great results, and but you just, looking at these boys, you can't really see one of them that's going to push for the first team place, and that's what it's all about. And when you're thinking of the players that we're resting at this level as well, these are only young boys, and they're giving Southampton a bit of a lesson here.
We went through them, didn't we, at the weekend? The former Southampton players who they've sold over the years. Your Gareth Bales, your Virgil van Dijks, Luke Shaw, Wanyama.
Incredible.
A lot of them.
Absolutely incredible.
Free kick for the Saints. And the Saints will be marching in with a deficit at half-time. No two ways about it. Olafanwa will take this. Born and bred in Southampton, so these defeats will be hurting him. Ruffin. What can you say to young players who lose heavily on a regular basis, Nod? You can't really have a go at them, can you?
I'm just a little bit concerned, and as I say, I don't like talking about opposition. They had a free kick on the halfway line there, get the ball forward, he sent it up 5 passes later, back with the goalkeeper. But surely the coaching staff must be telling them to look forward, play forward, the 2 down.
Last game of the season. They're going to finish bottom of the table anyway. And you would think that to actually be playing for another 23 team at Premier League level. They must be good footballers. It'd be
Yeah.
nice to see them try and express themselves, wouldn't it? And try and enjoy themselves a little bit. Just gone a little bit scrappy. Nice play by Bellis. Good interception by Butterfield. Reese Hughes infield towards Whittaker. A couple of strong challenges coming in on Charlie Whittaker, the second of which could have been the first. Was an illegal challenge, and it'll be a free kick for the young Toffees.
At least they showed, at least they showed a bit of endeavour there, and they wanted to get a few tackles in. Good feet though by Charlie there.
Ruffin just gets ahead to it, takes it away from Stanley Mills. Natural wide player Stanley Mills, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about him until the cup runs. Obviously, we're not going to Finch Farm, Daz, through this pandemic, and not being able to go and watch any of the lads at 16, 18 level, which I love to go and watch. I've not really seen that much of him, only on the FA Cup run. He looks useful.
Scored the goal at West Bromwich Albion that gave Everton the lead in the Youth Cup quarter-final, but sadly a West Brom side that were just too big and strong, Snods, weren't they, on the night?
Yeah, they were, but wow, what a cup run we had.
Brilliant.
Beating Chelsea and Man City, incredible results.
You deserve to win the trophy if you knock out Manchester City and Chelsea away.
You do.
Luke Butterfield, good footwork from Luke Butterfield, who scored the goal at Manchester City. Finds Stanley Mills. Has he won a corner for Everton? Yes, he has, on the right-hand side. Be nice to get another one just before the break.
Yeah, well,
because another goal puts this game to bed, doesn't it?
Good play though by Luke Butterfield there. Good feet. Played the ball down the right-hand side then. So what we're doing, we're still hungry, Daz. Even though it's 2-0 up, it's comfortable. We're not allowing Southampton to play. We're in and around their players all the time.
Now then, can Reese Hughes provide his customary excellent delivery from a wide position? Reese Welsh will be hoping so. He's come forward, so's Joe Anderson. In it comes, headed away by Olafanwa. It's still inside the penalty area. Stanley Mills waits for it to drop. Tom Cannon picks it up, guides it back to Thierry Small. And Thierry Small can only give it to Jaden Smith, and a chance for Southampton to counter here, but couldn't find a red shirt. And it's chipped over the top towards Ethan Burnett. Well watched though by Joe Anderson. It'll be a corner for Southampton.
Yeah, just got in two minds there, Thierry, and I think it was Joe to start with, and that just set Southampton on the counter-attack, but good defending in the end.
Corner kick that the Belgian youngster Kazim Olebi will take, 18 years of age. Everybody back bar Tom Cannon for the Toffees. Less than 5 minutes plus any added time to go in the first half. Everton comfortable. Drills the corner in. Cleared by Anderson. Ruffin. Back to Otse Tower. His forward ball goes through, as many of them have done this evening, to Harry Tyler with no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, the defenders will be delighted with that. Just they've hit far too many straight balls that have just gone over the top and run through to our defenders or to Harry in our goal, really. So yeah, the back four will be thinking, well, we'll settle for this for the rest of the game.
Here's Joe Anderson.
He loves a crossfield ball, Joe, doesn't he?
Well taken by Stanley Mills, and he's away down this near side. Challenge comes in from Ruffin, and it'll be another corner kick. Much to the consternation, as I'm sure you can hear, of the Southampton defenders.
I weren't too sure whether it was a goal free kick, but great crossfield ball. Then Mills gets at his full-back. It's a good tackle in the end.
Yeah.
Can't really see from that angle, Daz, whether it was a corner or a goal kick.
Once again, Joe Anderson and Reese Welsh wait expectantly inside the penalty area. Low corner again, headed into the air, could have gone anywhere. Can anybody get an effort in on goal? But a pinball inside the box, hooked away by Jaden Smith. Butterfield reaches and finds Tom Cannon. Good take by Tom Cannon. There's a man down inside the penalty area again as Lewis Waddington shoots wide. It'll be a goal kick for Southampton, and the physio might well be needed again. Didn't quite see what happened there, Snods.
No, I
Same
didn't.
boy.
I was watching. It weren't a great delivery from Reese into the near post, but once it went in the air, there were a lot of heading about and the ball bouncing around. But
Real old scramble, wasn't it?
Yeah, don't really. He's holding his ribs, the boy. And
James Morris, Southampton fan, born in Portsmouth, been at Southampton since he was 10 years of age. Goal kick for the Saints, a couple of minutes to go before half-time. We've, as always, got some video footage for you to watch at half-time. We'll have a snippet of Carlo Ancelotti's press conference ahead of the Premier League game against West Ham United at the weekend. We'll hear from Ben Godfrey as well, who joined me live at a Supporters Club Awards event during the week. And then we'll have something you'll enjoy, a little bit of irreverence with Carlo Ancelotti. And we'll have some highlights as well of what's been an eventful enough first half, a comfortable first half for Everton. Ethan Burnett dispossessed, Tom Cannon. And again, Everton just getting each other's way a little bit. Sorted out by Reese Hughes, but the pass was never going to reach Kyle John. Now then, Charlie Whittaker. Just slips at the inopportune moment, and Mitchell can bring it forward for Southampton. Back to Cameron Ledwidge. Olifanwa. Jaden Smith. Thierry Small puts a foot in, and Everton have it back under control. Southampton got better, or have we taken our foot off the gas a little bit, or a bit of both?
I don't really think Southampton have got better, Daz. I think we're just
seeing the half
I think we just seem happy with us 2-0 lead at half-time.
Here's Joe Anderson. There'll be 3 minutes of added time. Hughes pings a lovely ball to Stanley Mills. Good first touch by Stanley Mills. Has he got the finishing touch? And again, it's a good sliding challenge by Ruffin. Kyle John, though, picks it up for Everton. He'll get the ball back into the penalty area. It reaches Thierry Small. Now he'll want to get a shot away. Thierry Small works it onto his left foot, chips it back into the penalty area. Stanley Mills on the volley, gets it all wrong. Lewis Waddington on the half volley, gets it all wrong. And it remains 2-0.
Yeah, you're just having a look at Stanley there, putting his hands on his head. I think it's a great ball, clipped back to the back post. Stanley didn't get it how he wanted it. It's a volley. And he's hit it across goal. Yeah, you could see from his reaction that he was disappointed. He felt that he probably should have scored, or probably at least hit the target.
The goal was gaping, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. But again, showing willingness to get down this right hand side. The defender did well in to get a tackle in, but then Thierry Small again down that left hand side looking to get in.
Another goal kick for the Saints. By Thierry Small. Here's Joe Anderson for the Toffees. Midway through the added 3 minutes. Good ball. Flicked on by Thierry Small, but Reese Hughes couldn't take it forward. Tom Cannon just couldn't manage to get on the end of it. And Bycroft's done it again. There's another one.
That's the second one, it is.
We haven't seen one all season, and we've had 2 in 45 minutes now. Danny Webb, the kit man, will be scampering up and down Hague Avenue looking for them now.
I've just had a look. He ain't got off his chair, does.
Yeah, cares not a jot. There's Reece Welsh. Carl John forward to Mills.
Oh, that's
lovely
good
football.
play.
Lovely football from Everton into the penalty area. Oh, it deserved to finish.
Yeah, that's great play. That's confidence. That just 4 or 5 passes, and all of a sudden we're in down that right-hand side. But great one-touch football.
Well, the 3 minutes of added time are just about up. This will be the last action of the first half. Reese Hughes, can he get the ball on the money? Yes, he can. Decent corner. Just couldn't get a blue shirt on the end of it. And there goes the half-time whistle. A thoroughly satisfactory and comfortable opening 45 minutes on the last day of the season, Snods.
Yeah, very, very comfortable to say the least. Very disappointing Southampton team, but take nothing away from our boys. We've had probably 5 or 10 minute spell where we haven't been at our best, but other than that, we played some good football. They've moved the ball pretty well, and we're always looking a threat when we're going forward. And I think there's definitely more goals in this game. I think the defence are quite solid. I don't think they've had much to do, and I don't think they will have much to do second half as well. I think the only thing we're going to see is hopefully more goals for our boys in blue.
At half-time here at the Pure Stadium, the home of Southport Football Club. It's the last Premier League 2 game of the season for the Toffees and for the Saints, and it's going the way of the Blues. At the break, Everton 2, Southampton 0. We'll get the pick of the action for you. Well, you asked for a good start, Snods.
Yeah, we wanted a bright start, especially after the result down at Southampton 5-0. That's the last thing that Southampton would have wanted, an early goal, and it came after 7 minutes. But the way Charlie Whittaker took it, he good first touch, and then he's hit it back across the keeper. He's given him no chance whatsoever. He's a good little finish.
Just what the doctor ordered. Charlie Whittaker, here's Tom Cannon's effort.
Yeah, he'd want this again.
Oh.
He didn't even look up or anything. I think if he'd have looked up, he'd have seen that there were one defender. He did fantastically well to just flick it beyond there, but just take a touch, take it into the box. It would have been a wonder goal if he'd have scored, but yeah, he'd want that chance again.
Southampton offered precious little as an offensive threat, but a little flick from Sam Bellis there. That's the only attempt on goal, I think.
That is the only attempt, and it weren't really. I think it hit him really. Then he got a touch. He just decent ball put into the box there, but yeah, it hit him across. Harry was always going to comfortably save that, but that's the only threat on goal in 47, 48 minutes of that first half. It's a game which I think I mentioned it in commentary, Daz, the keeper will be disappointed. It's just a ball put into the box. He's got to hold that, really.
Yeah.
And if he's going to parry it out wider. But it's been all Everton, and
Carl John there getting forward and infield to Charlie Whittaker. Not a bad effort, but well blocked by Olafan. Well, he's been lively, Charlie Whittaker.
He's got good movement, Daz. He's always looking on the shoulder of defenders. He's always looking to get in behind as well. He's comfortable when he's on the ball. Yeah, he's got something about him. He's got a good ability.
Well, hopefully there's more goals to come for Everton. Charlie Whittaker again here. Just one thing on his mind, wasn't there?
Yeah, he weren't thinking of anything else here, and he's unlucky.
Yeah,
just
strikes
needed
it well.
to keep it down a little bit, but he couldn't really cross it to the back post for any of the boys because the defender got himself in a good position, so he couldn't hit a cross goal. But nothing else but try and hit the target.
It's 2-0 for Everton at half-time, and as I mentioned earlier, we've got 3 pieces of video for you to watch now. First of all, little snippets of Carlo Ancelotti's press conference ahead of the Premier League game against West Ham in London on Sunday afternoon. Then we'll hear from Ben Godfrey, who spoke to me earlier in the week when he virtually attended a Supporters Club Awards evening, and then we'll end the break with a little bit of irreverence from Carlo Ancelotti that I think you'll enjoy.
First of all, the team news for this weekend, and specifically how is James Rodriguez?
For this weekend, we have back Doucouré that after injury, after the injury that he had, he recovered well. He trained with the team. He's available for the game, and James not, because he didn't train. He's starting his proper rehab. He's going to train at the start of the next week.
How much of a boost is it to have Doucouré back in midfield and available for selection?
No, really important, because he showed fantastic quality. He has supported the team a lot when he played. It was a great surprise for us to have this kind of player. He put a lot of energy in midfield, and to have him back, I think, for the next game will be really important.
More so, I imagine, as well, given the stage we're at with the season, what's at stake and the opposition this weekend.
Sorry, can you just repeat that?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
More of a pleasant surprise and a boost, I imagine, given the stage of the season we're at, the opposition that you have this weekend, and what's at stake in terms of trying to achieve a place in Europe next season.
I think it is a vital game against West Ham, because they are in the fight. They are in better position than us at the moment, and so it will be really important, the result of the game. And so we don't have a lot of possibility, but we still have, and so we want to put all our energy for this game that we can consider vital for the end of the season.
And just finally from me, Carlo, on West Ham, what's changed so markedly about them in the second half of the season? It seems too simple to suggest it's just Jesse Lingard coming into the team. What have they done differently that you've seen?
I think that they have more confidence now compared to the start of the season, because after a difficult last season was really difficult for them. They were close to relegation, and in the second part of this season I think that they have more confidence, and of course the Lingard put more ability, more quality in front, and they were able to manage the absence of important player like Antonio that was out for some games, and so they are doing a fantastic season, and all the credit to David Moyes that is doing a fantastic job.
Ben, we've seen you play right back, left back, centre half of a 3, centre half of a 2, and you've done it tremendously well, I must say that to you. But have you got a goal in you?
Yeah, you know what? I have actually got a goal in me. Don't get me wrong, I've had better seasons goal scoring wise. But, it'll come. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Good man.
I'm yet actually to score in the Premier League, so looking forward to that moment. And I don't care how it goes in and where from. I just I need to get one on the board.
Have you got a celebration planned, Ben?
I can't really plan a celebration because it hasn't seemed to happen that often, so I scrapped all the planned celebrations. I was just going to see what happens when I first score.
What's it been like training with James Rodriguez? How good is James in training?
Yeah, he's good. I think everyone who watches games sees the quality that he possesses. That left foot's a wand, and his career, the career that he's had and the teams that he's played for, it shows. He's got unbelievable quality, and it's a pleasure to play with him. And what a top guy he is as well. He's a nice guy, down to earth, and he's got that little bit of magic that can win you games. And it's so important to have those types of players when you want to do as well as what we aim to do.
Ben, talking of winning games, Norwich did that aplenty this season. Have you had a chance to phone up and congratulate a few of your old teammates?
Yeah, I'm still in touch with a couple of the lads at Norwich, so I'm over the moon for them. It's never easy for a team to drop down to the Championship and bounce straight back up. So fair play to them. They've all worked hard, stuck together, and it's a big achievement for them. So yeah, happy for everyone associated with the club and all my old teammates, and looking forward to seeing them next season.
I think it was a different position. I was a good passer to build up. I think James is really better in the final pass. So if I have to choose, I choose James Rodriguez as a passer. Now, I think around 30-40 million. This is the price for a good midfielder, how I was. So I was a good midfielder, not top. And so the price now in the market is around 30-40 million. Well, different. We want to stay quiet, I think. Like I like to stay quiet. I prefer Crosby Beach, where you can walk alone, you can think about the strategy of the game, you can think about the lineup. The Gran Canal is a little bit busier, so I prefer Crosby Beach. I think in training the best player was Zidane. I think Zidane was able to do something in training unbelievable. I have a really fantastic memory of him. I think in training he was the best. The technical ability with the ball he was able to do, of course, in training, because he didn't have from their teammates strong contact, and he was able to do unbelievable things with the ball. Well, not easy to say. I think usually a cold player, that can be Shevchenko, that he scored the last penalty in the final in 2003, but could be also, I have a lot of confidence in Sigurdsson, that scored the penalty against Liverpool in the derby. He has to be cold, so or Shevchenko or Sigurdsson.
And finally, Southampton come out for the start of the second half. They didn't come out like a team desperate to turn this around, Snods, did they?
No, they didn't, but I'm sure they've got to surely improve second half on that first half performance, but not worried about them, Daz. I just want to see our boys go on and emphatically win this game.
Yeah, let's get a few more goals.
Feel sorry for no one.
No. 45 minutes of the 2020-21 season to go for Everton as far as Premier League 2 is concerned. Charlie Whittaker gets us underway. Lewis Waddington. Joe Anderson to Reese Welsh. He'll be delighted to open his account. John, the captain for tonight. Anderson again. It's a good ball to Hughes, but just couldn't take it with him. James Morris to Bellis. Zariel Otsitewu. Gets the ball into the penalty area, but it's cleared by Anderson. Charlie Whittaker mops up for Everton and wins a throw-in. I want to mention Lewis Waddington. He gets through a mountain of work in the midfield, Snods, doesn't he?
Yeah, he works exceptionally hard, and he closes players down quickly, the opposition as well. And yeah, you've got to have both sides of it, Daz. You've got to be available for our players when they're looking for a midfield player to come and receive the ball, and you've also got to work hard when the opposition have got it to try and close them down, and he does that in abundance.
The sun's still putting over the Jack Carr stand here at the Pure Stadium, and here's our man Lewis Waddington, slides it into the channel, but Tom Cannon ushered off the ball by Cameron Ledwidge, and it's a goal kick for Southampton. Takes a while for the sun to set in these parts.
Yeah, just looking at the monitor as well, that's become very difficult to see as well.
Great leap by Kyle John. I'm sure Kyle John's grown a couple of inches during the course of the season. Waddington to Whittaker. Reese Hughes just helps it on to Thierry Small. Hughes again. Looking for Stanley Mills, just cushions the header towards Kyle John. Can't keep it in play. Throw in for Southampton. Kyle John again. Wants to scamper forward and join the attack. Just gets outnumbered on that occasion.
Yeah, I'm sure the Southampton coaching staff has said, come on, you've got to up your game, you've got to stop Everton from getting on the ball, make it more difficult for them. Because that first 45 was a stroll, I thought.
Yeah, it was really comfortable for Everton. Harry Tyler hasn't really been tested in the game thus far. Had to make one save in the first half. A flicked effort from Sam Bellis that was a really comfortable save for Harry. Everton trying to play out from the back, surrender possession. Just got to keep his concentration, Harry, hasn't he? It's not going to be a busy game for him, but he may well be needed from time to time, and he's got to be ready.
Yeah, good keepers always keep the concentration, and you're right, he's had one save to make, really, just a couple of kicks upfield, so he's just got to be switched on every minute of this game, because he will be required at some part of this game.
Kyle John chucks it in short towards Charlie Whittaker, but Everton again can't retain possession. Ledwidge drills it forward. Bellis is after it. Well watched by Reese Welsh. Lewis Waddington always available. Hooks it forward. Picked up by Ruffin. Waddington's there again. Turns into a bit of trouble though. Gets a strong challenge in, and he's going to be yellow carded, I think, for that challenge. Nods.
Do you know what? He'd have got a pat on the back from me if that was in my time. That was a great tackle. I don't.
A little bit of afters from the
I
Southampton
want to see that again,
players.
because Lewis has won the ball. He's gone through the ball, the player. I might be doing a bit of injustice here, the Southampton player, but it's a good old-fashioned tackle.
Just looks like a block tackle.
Like people tell me any different, but for me, that's a great tackle.
If the Southampton player doesn't get hurt, the referee doesn't book Lewis Waddington there, does he?
Does he? He's got up. There hasn't been a physio on. I think you're shaking your head, Lewis. I think you're right as well, because I'd have been proud of that one myself.
Good block tackle.
And I'm afraid to say, Des, that's what's missing out of the modern game. Out of the game, there was nothing wrong at all in my eyes in that tackle.
Referees tend to react to the reaction of the tackled player, don't they?
Yep, they do. Or the reaction of players around him, and I'm sure.
Headed away by Reese Welch, volleyed away by Stanley Mills. Now then, Tom Cannon will chase this down. He'll nod it past the fullback and chase it on himself. He's got Thierry Small in support, and he didn't play the best ball then, Tom Cannon. And the move breaks down, and Everton will have to build again from the back. Luke Butterfield. Just not into our stride yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. We're 5 minutes into this second half, and we've not really strung 2 or 3 passes together yet.
Sometimes you can be too comfortable, can't you?
Yeah, I think Southampton have come out with a little bit more fire in the belly.
They had to, didn't they?
Yeah.
Bellis gives it away. Kyle John. Mills gives it away.
If you see that they're closing down a lot quicker, they're working for one another, which they had to.
Unzi will want a bit more from his boys, though, Snods.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he'll have given him a nice pat on the back for that first half performance, but
decent
he'll be
ball
looking
from
for
Waddington.
more.
Tom Cannon holds the ball up, chips it across the penalty area. Hughes on the volley, turned wide by Bycroft.
Yeah, good running behind by Tom Cannon there. Got beyond the Southampton back four and then lifted his head, picked out Reese Hughes there, and I expected a better strike from him. He's got better quality than that. Still made the keeper make a save.
Yeah. He's going to take this corner as well. In it comes from Reese Hughes, and in it goes from Charlie Whittaker. Simple as that. 3-0 for Everton. Good delivery. Well-timed run from Charlie Whittaker. Wasn't picked up. Bang! Plants the header in the back of the net, and Everton are home and dry.
Great delivery into the box, but what I like about Charlie there, he wanted to win he wanted to head that ball. He's the smallest lad in Everton's team. He's the smallest lad probably on the pitch, looking at the Southampton players, but his determination and his will to get in there in front of the Southampton defender was fantastic. It's a great little finish.
If you're the Southampton coach, you're not happy with that goal, Snods, are you?
No, but I'm happy with Charlie, because he wanted to win it. He thought, here's a delivery, I'm into that area, I'm going to attack that and I'm going to score, and he certainly did.
Well, he's certainly up and running on the goals front now.
I want to see him get an hat-trick now.
Charlie Whittaker, that's 4 for the season for him, and he's got a lot of time to get his hat-trick. Mitchell for Southampton. Kyle John thought he'd won a throw in then, but he hasn't. It's a long way back. The mountain for Southampton to climb is surely far too high. They haven't really looked like scoring once. They're unlikely to get 3.
This game's home and dry. It's just a matter of if we can add to our total, I believe, because I've just not seen enough in this Southampton team to even trouble us.
Thierry Small, forward to Reese Hughes. Is that a free kick? Yes, it is. Zariel Otse Taiwo, and he'll be yellow carded. That'll be one of them. What's your name, son? Zariel Otse Taiwo. Don't do it again. The referee is just writing number 2. Have Everton got to keep a little bit of discipline here, Snods, because there'll be a few lads out there that'll want to end the season on the score sheet because it is so comfortable. You've got to keep your shape, haven't you?
You've got somebody in charge who won't let them do it. It's as simple as that. Unzi will tell them in no uncertain manner.
Thierry Small gets the ball into the penalty area, but it's smothered by Bycroft.
Yeah, if they become sloppy or starting to do things that they shouldn't be doing, then
Which
they
they've
will
just
be
done
told.
Butterfield, Charlie Whittaker. Charlie Whittaker ain't going to pass the ball when he gets in and around the penalty area, is he? On the cusp of a hat-trick for the under-23s. I love watching players like Charlie Whittaker, lads who have come from nowhere to make such an impression at this level, Snods.
Yeah, and he'll be realising that he'll be thinking to himself, what's hard about this under-23 game? I'm scoring, I'm looking the business.
Reese Hughes' first time layoff doesn't quite come off. Sam Bellis' first time layoff does. Jaden Smith plays it in field to Olebi. Ruffin to Romello Mitchell. Good ball into the penalty area, well dealt with by Reese Hughes, but a decent ball in from 18-year-old Romello Mitchell.
Yeah, from Southampton's point of view, that's better. They got down that left-hand side there, put a decent delivery in. Good defending by Reese there at the near post.
Just got to stay on our toes, and because your Reese Welchers and your Joe Anderson, your Thierry Small, Kyle John and Harry Tyler, they will want a clean sheet from this game.
Absolutely, they will. They'll be saying that to them now, to each other now. Clean sheet, 90 minutes.
Corner kick, left-hand side, Southampton. Put into the air by Charlie Whittaker. He's everywhere. And by Stanley Mills, hooked away by Lewis Waddington. In goes Kyle John strongly. That's what you want to see from Charlie Whittaker. He's just got his second goal. He's on a hat-trick and he's back in his own penalty area heading balls away.
Well, if he can't be buzzing now, does he? He never will be. 2 goals, he'll be looking for his hat-trick. There's no question about that.
Bellis. Foul. Bellis puts the ball in the back of the net. And he's going to be yellow carded. The referee's in danger of losing control here, Snots.
Yeah, but I'm just listening to David Unsworth there. If we thought that he were comfortable and just going to see this out, he's just shouted at one of our boys, sprint back, get back, because he lost the ball. I think it was to Reese Hughes, who just got the ball, and you could hear Unzi bellowing.
Has he been touch unlucky to be yellow carded?
Yeah, I think he has, hasn't he?
I think the referee's going to give a yellow card for every single challenge here. And if he's booked the boy for kicking the ball away, well, they're 3-0 down. Nice play, Thierry Small again. Reese Hughes picks it up for Everton, chips it forward, but Southampton can clear. Butterfield intercepted, and then Charlie Whittaker will be penalised for a trip. And there's a high arm
tell you what,
from Kazim Olebi.
He could be in trouble, that boy.
He should be in trouble. Well, the referee will want to book Charlie Whittaker. As I say, he's booking everybody now for challenges, and then he books Olebi as well for the high hand.
Tell you what, he's quite fortunate just to get a yellow card, the Southampton lad. He'd certainly put his hand into Charlie's face.
This game hasn't merited 5 yellow cards.
No, not at all. I thought he was a bit fussy after his first talkings to players.
Don't make it all about you, referee. Oliphant were for Southampton, 3-0 down. Clips it to this right-hand side. Out of play, throw in for Everton.
Yeah, it's not a great throw from Thierry there. He's really give Lewis
nothing Lewis Waddington could do there.
No, it was a poor throw-in.
Ethan Burnett for Southampton squeezes the ball wide to Ruffin, who's closed down quickly by Stanley Mills. He has to go back to Ledwidge, and Ledwidge in turn goes all the way back to Jack Bycroft, who spins the ball forward. Not a great deal of purchase on it, and that's handball. That's deliberate handball, and he could be in trouble here. He could be in big trouble as Ariel Otsetewu.
Has he been booked as before?
He's already been booked.
Yeah, I think he's off. He's got to be.
The referee is just going to give him one last warning.
He's been lenient because that is a bookable offence.
Absolutely. Well, the previous 5 yellow cards have been harsh, and the one that was a straightforward yellow card decision doesn't get one. I think the referee's more.
Has he definitely been booked as? Yeah.
That was him before, wasn't it? When he said, "What's your name? Don't do it again."
Oh, right. He's got to go really, but thankfully he hasn't.
Yes,
thankfully he hasn't.
Absolutely.
But by rights, he should.
Yeah,
he should.
Southampton, if they had to play the last half hour with 10 men, would really have struggled. Reese Hughes will take this free kick with his right foot. In it goes. Deep towards the back stick. Stanley Mills knocks it back across the face of the goal. Only half cleared. Whacked back by Tom Cannon. Cleared again. Jaden Smith just gives it away. They have been woeful, Southampton, you have to say. Reese Hughes. Good footwork. Great footwork. Foul by Ethan Burnett. Free kick for Everton. I don't think this will end 3-0 Snods. I think there's more goals in this for us.
There certainly is more goals in it. There is.
Less than half an hour of the season to go. 2020-21. With a mouthful. Reese Hughes will take the free kick. It's got to shield my eyes from the sunshine to see where this ends up. It's low and it's flicked goalwards into the arms of the goalkeeper. Jack Bycroft trying to get Southampton on the front foot quickly, can't do so. Still scrapping away as if it's 0-0, Lewis Waddington.
And that's the right attitude to have.
Joe Anderson curls it forward to Thierry Small. But then far too much pace on the forward pass. And possession is surrendered. Kyle John looking for Whittaker.
Unlucky there.
Yeah, it was unlucky.
He just got on his shoulder, Charlie, there, just looking for the through ball from Kyle John, and it was unlucky, he never got there.
Lewis Warrington picks it up for Everton, chips it forward, looking for Tom Cannon. That was unfortunate. Decent attempt from Elebi.
Good position though by Harry. He's not had anything to do, but it just shows his alert. Does anything over the top there. He read the situation well.
Good weekend for academy graduates last weekend. Snods Kieran Dow was on the score sheet. Matthew Pennington scored. Luke Garbett as well. Reese Hughes. Thierry Small, just a heavy touch again from Thierry Small, but he wins it back and he's penalised by the referee. I love watching Soccer Saturday and seeing one of our young lads come up and having scored a goal in the Football League.
Yeah, I do. Even if they're not scoring and not playing for Everton, to see them on TV, playing for other teams and making a career out of themselves, it's great to see him doing well and scoring goals.
Played his part in getting Norwich City back up to the Premier League, Kieran Dow.
Yeah, he's been a regular the last few months since he's come back from injury, and hopefully we're going to see him next season in the Premier League.
Good luck to Gethin Jones as well, as Bolton Wanderers press for promotion. He was on the even Gethin Jones was on the score sheet recently for Bolton, and he won't mind me saying that. Great lad, Gethin Jones. Oh, a little bit of hesitancy and a chance for Southampton, and it's a last gasp challenge by Reece Welsh. Well, talk us through that one, Snods.
Yeah, just a ball over the top. I think Joe, Reece and Harry all got confused and all leaving it to one another. It was just an aimless ball over the top. We see the two centre backs there. Then Harry came. He didn't know, and we were quite fortunate there not to allow Southampton to get back in that game, which would have been a bizarre goal, really. Just clear your lines, one of you.
Just needs a bit of decisive action from somebody, doesn't it? Here's Kyle John. Runs into trouble.
Take responsibility. Just don't worry about the other lad. You just clear the line. Whoever gets to it first.
Long ball forward. Ledwidge heads it towards Tom Cannon. You could see glory in his eyes then as he goes for the first time volley. Didn't quite connect. In fact, didn't connect at all. Always puts a shift in, Tom, doesn't he? It's a thankless task when you're spending a lot of time not involved in the game up front on your own.
I think Tom thinks they're still voting for goal of the season, Daz, on his couple of attempts. He's going for the late winner.
Luke Butterfield to Joe Anderson. Waddington. "25 minutes to go. Long since over as a contest, you have to say, barring a calamitous finish. Well, we said before that a poor result can linger through the summer. If Everton let it slip from here,
not a chance.
It'll ruin Unzi's
not
summer.
Not a chance.
Reese Welsh looks for Tom Cannon. Loose ball falls for Charlie Whittaker. Back towards Cannon again. The angle's against Tom Cannon. He tries to find Thierry Small, just can't manage to do so. And it remains 3-0. Unselfish from Charlie Whittaker, unselfish from Tom Cannon, and a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, just a bit too much pace on it for Thierry at the back post there again. Though the left back's wanting to get in and get on the score sheet, bursting into the box, just played a little bit too strong for him.
It's fair to say he's got a chance, Thierry Small, Snods, isn't he?
Yeah, he has. He has, as long as he listens, learns.
Well, Leighton Baines is on the coaching staff, of course. If he can't learn the left back craft from Leighton Baines, he ain't going to learn from anybody. He's here tonight again, Leighton Baines. Andy Tyra. No panic. Finds Lewis Waddington. He picks out Hughes. Thierry Small. Back to Hughes again. Lovely football this from Everton. Is there a tangible end product? Back to Thierry Small, trying to bulldoze his way through. Still got the ball, Thierry Small. Couldn't find a teammate. Can Reese Hughes? Down he goes inside the penalty area. Play on, says the referee.
Yeah, get up, Reese. Wasn't a foul, it was a dive. Don't do it. Don't do it in an Everton shirt. But great play by the pair of them down this left-hand side.
Morris for Southampton, closed down by Stanley Mills. Sure, Unzi will give one or two of the substitutes to run out before the end of the game, Snods. We've got Matty Mallon, Sean McAllister, Roman Quintine and Jensen Metcalf on the bench tonight.
Yeah, and if I were one of them, I'd be looking at Unzi and saying, any chance? Yeah. Any chance? We're 3-0 up. Please, give me 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
What you and I call the Cenk Tosun stare.
He used to make us laugh, didn't he, Daz? Every manager we've had when he were warming up just used to glare with him. Let us not say, come on, any chance?
He'd get out the dugout, wouldn't he? He'd only run 10 yards, then he'd stop and turn around and go, is that me done? Get me on. Reese Hughes. Good play again from Reese Hughes. Plays it forward to Tom Cannon. Throw in for Everton. No, it's not. Must have cannoned off Tom. He's got the physicality, Thierry Small, that's for sure, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has.
Anderson. Finally, the sun's about to dip behind the stand over there, and it's got a little bit chilly, Snods, hasn't it, at the seaside on the coast here.
Good play by Butterfield there in the midfield. Done well, the two of them in centre midfield. Dominated Southampton, really. Well, we've dominated them all over the pitch, if I'm quite honest.
Good ball from Reese Hughes, perfect. Uncharacteristic by Carl John, but he wins it back. Waddington. Thierry Small shapes to volley it across the penalty area, but doesn't get a connection on it.
See, that's when you get a bit complacent, Daz, when you're doing things like that. He wouldn't have done that in the first 5 or 10 minutes. He'd have controlled that and probably looked and look to play it across the box, but because it's so easy and we're 3-0 up, we're cruising, you do try things that don't come really natural to you.
Ledwich heads it away. Stanley Mills heads it back. Tom Cannon is offside. It's me and you at the West Ham Stadium at the weekend's Nods, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, looking forward to it. Be a tough game.
Will be a tough game.
Sure, David Moyes will be wanting to get a result. They are absolutely flying as well, West Ham, going really, really well.
A win for David Moyes will give him a double over Everton, his first double over the Toffees as a manager. And you have to say that he's done a fabulous job down there in East London.
Absolutely, he's done brilliant with them.
Do you know what? I bet in his quieter moments, Moisey wishes they were at Upton Park and it was packed every week, because they'd be having him, wouldn't they, all day long?
Yeah, it used to be a great atmosphere there. It were hard work. They weren't the best of supporters towards the opposition.
The chicken run. 5 games to go for the first team. Less than 20 minutes to go for the under-23s. Do hope you've enjoyed our coverage of under-23 football this season. We've gone out on a limb to provide live coverage of as many under-23 games as we possibly can, and the viewing figures would suggest that they have been very, very well received, and we've enjoyed doing them, Snods, haven't we?
Certainly have, yeah. Love enjoying the boys, young boys, when they're playing well and they're striving for a career in football. But I like the way that Hunzi sets his teams up and the way that they play.
Sam Bellis trying to wriggle his way through, but can't get past Joe Anderson. The clearance will reach Ethan Burnett into the penalty area again, and Jaden Smith just loops it into the air. And it drops kindly into the grateful arms of Harry Tyrer.
Yeah, you can watch some 23 games, Daz, and it's just pass and square and pass and getting nowhere. But Hunzi don't allow that. He plays it like he makes them work hard and tackle and chase, and right from the first whistle to the last. All right, there's times when they've been beaten, but it's not for the will of want to trying that when he sets his teams up.
Stanley Mills' evening is over, and he's replaced by the Irish youth international Sean McAllister, whose 2 goals at the Kings Meadow Stadium earlier in the season helped Everton to defeat Chelsea in the FA Youth Cup. Another young player with a big future. Tom Cannon nods it down towards McAllister, involved straight away. Good possession football from Everton. Kyle John crossed into the penalty area. Tom Cannon throws himself at it and wins a corner for Everton.
What a great ball in that was. Great little touch from Charlie Whittaker. Great ball in from Kyle John. It's a tremendous ball. Defender did quite well in the end to get anything on that, but it was a terrific ball in.
Reese Hughes will take yet another corner for Everton. In it goes. Cleared though by Southampton on this occasion. Some competition for places in this under-23 team.
Yeah, well, that's what you want. You really do.
It's all about development, but David Unsworth has always been a firm believer that winning football matches and game management is a huge part of development. And he's right, isn't he?
He is. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's all about getting players into the first team, and yeah, of course it is, but it's about winning as well, getting to that habit of winning football games.
Look at Kyle John. Look at Kyle John go. Can he provide the cross? Yes, he can. Charlie Whittaker. Good save by the goalkeeper. Whittaker will be distressed that he hasn't got his hat-trick. Lewis Waddington shoots for goal and pulls it wide of the right-hand post. But Charlie Whittaker's headlines were written there, Snod.
See the determination of him to get across the defender. But here,
determination of Kyle John, by the way.
That's what I was going to say first, as the determination, the wantingness to get forward, get a ball into the box. It's a great delivery, but then he's wanting to get in front of his defender. It's a good save in the end, but Kyle John, tremendous run down that right-hand side. I wish he'd have scored. I wish he'd have got his hat-trick.
His movement is excellent, Charlie Whittaker, but I'm sure the Southampton coaches will go through this game next week and say, how's this little chap winning headers?
Yeah.
Another substitution for Everton, 2 substitutions in fact. Making way is Lewis Waddington for Jensen Metcalf. And Lewis Waddington just tots off on this near side out of your camera, and Roman Quintine is coming on as well.
Come off Kyle John, I would think, at right back.
Kyle John is right. Kyle John takes off the captain's armband and passes it to Harry Tyler, which is a nice touch, Nods.
Yeah, it is.
Don't think I've seen Harry with the captain's armband before for the Under-23s. Kyle John's course is run, his season is complete, and he's been smashing again tonight, Nods.
Yeah, he has. His willingness to get forward, to join and link up play as well. He knocked some tremendous balls in, and he's just getting a welcome hug off Hunzi as well.
He's earned his rest. Throwing for the Toffees, quarter of an hour to go. Is there another goal in this game? Can the Blues get another one? Can Charlie Whittaker get his hat-trick? Can Tom Cannon get himself on the score sheet? Southampton going to make a couple of changes as well now on that far side. Sario Otsutaiwo is going off to be replaced by Seamus Keogh. The second Southampton substitution, Jaden Smith, is making way, and he's replaced by Benny Smales Braithwaite. Former Manchester City Academy player, Smales Braithwaite. Seamus Kehoe, by the way, is a former Sligo Rovers player.
Is he now? How much did he cost us? 60 grand?
Well, if Seamus is watching this, and he might be, he'll keep a special eye on that young man, I'm sure. He's been the captain of several Republic of Ireland youth sides through the ages, as Seamus Keogh. And any friend of Sligo Rovers is a friend of ours. Here he is on the near side, about to take the throw in for the Saints. Regular moving for him. Sam Bellis eventually comes for the ball, but Joe Anderson pinches it for Everton and then lashes it to safety. Ledwidge heads it back. There's Sam Bellis again. He hasn't stopped working, to be fair to him. Down he goes under the challenge of Jensen Metcalf, and it's a free kick for Southampton, and Harry Tyler might be needed after all here, Snods.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He's 20 yards out. It was a free kick as well. Just pulled down on the edge of the box there. He's got to get his wall right, Harry. He's got five in the wall and 1 at the side, so hopefully they'll not get to...
Aren't they going to have a draft excluder?
Oh, no. It's too cold for one of them tonight.
That'd have been your role.
No, I wouldn't. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Well, Benny Smales Braithwaite is over it, having just come on, but I think it suits the left foot of James Morris.
Can they get a consolation goal? So that's all it would be, I feel.
Lucky, wasn't far away, was it?
Yeah, it was
a decent effort, that.
Yeah, it was a decent effort, to be fair.
James
left
Morris,
foot, curling across.
The Southampton fan. Time ebbing away. We wanted a nice win to see out the season, and we've got one. Just need Manchester United to lose their final game, and the Toffees will finish a very creditable 5th with so much to build on for next season, as we've alluded to time and time again tonight. Thierry Small in field to Metcalf. Reese Welsh. Butterfield back to Welsh again, and in turn back to Harry Tyler. Southampton pressing well, but Everton keeping the composure. Metcalf. Looking for Roman Quintine on that right hand side. Has he won a corner? Yes, he has. just want another goal here.
Yeah, we do.
So
We
I
do.
always think 3-0's a nice win, 4-0's a hammering, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a convincing win, 4-0.
Just seems so much more convincing.
Can Reese Hughes put it on the money? Put it where he put the one for little Charlie.
Charlie Whittaker's in there again, so is Luke Butterfield. Thierry Small, I get the impression, is desperate to round off the season with a goal. Be nice for Tom Cannon to get one. Don't care who gets it, long as it goes in. In it comes from Reese Hughes. Not the best corner, not the best clearance either. Spun away. The referee gives a goal kick.
Yeah, Reese Hughes will be disappointed with that delivery. He's usually
Better than that.
on the money. Yeah.
Jack Bycroft beaten 3 times tonight. Sends it long. He wasn't the keeper, by the way, when Everton did 5 past Southampton. Nonchalantly flicked in field by Thierry Small. Butterfield, maybe the wrong option. Southampton win it. Sliding challenge comes in by Reese Hughes. And,
Another bucket.
Lucas Defisi. Oh, referee.
How many is that? That's 6
6
altogether.
bookings. There's 9 minutes to go of the season. The game is done. It's run its course. And the referee waves another yellow card.
We applauded him for not sending the Southampton boy off, because it was a bookable offence, and then he makes a booking there. He didn't really.
The problem is he's made the rod for his own back, because he's given yellow cards for every single foul.
He has.
There hasn't been a malicious challenge in
No,
the
there
game.
hasn't. There hasn't.
There hasn't been any dissent. And the referee, I think his yellow card's afraid of the dark. Ledwidge brings it forward for Southampton. They'll be wanting a consolation goal for the long, long journey back. And it will be a long journey. Tom Cannon to Sean McAllister. Nutmegs Ruffin. And then plays the ball behind Roman Quintan. Well, Roman Quintan was like an express train on the right-hand side.
He made the wrong run, Daz. He should have gone there and supported him and waited for the ball. I don't know where he was running, to be quite honest.
Metcalf. Intercepted by Lucas Defisi, the Belgian youngster. It's all gone a little bit untidy. Oof. There's a whack on the back of the head for Charlie Whittaker. You'd felt that.
Yeah,
Took a little whack there.
Didn't like the way he went down there. Physio's been asked to come on.
See that again, I'm sure. It was an untidy challenge at best that sent Charlie Whittaker sprawling to the floor. Might give him a little pain in the neck in the morning, that one. Last knock-ins of the Premier League 2 season. Charlie's back on his feet. Here we go, Snods. Yeah, it's untidy from Ledwidge, I think it was. Couldn't really tell from that. Thierry Small, heavy touch, dispossessed. Mitchell. Nice play. Defisi. Joined the club from Chelsea. Here's our man from Sligo, Seamus Keogh. Oh, lovely turn by Charlie Whittaker. Whittaker spoils it.
Great first touch, wasn't it? The way he took the ball, and then just felt he needed. He felt he needed to get the ball to Tom, set him up early.
Olifanwa to Cameron Ledwidge. Back to Olifanwa. Reaching ball forward, but Roman Quintan's underneath that, but it's an ineffective headed clearance by the young man. Smales Braithwaite. Defisi back to Smales Braithwaite again. Goes for goal. Decent effort that. But still 3-0.
Yeah, it's been a tough show by Southampton. Really, they've not really threatened our goal at all. Not really put us under any pressure. And that's everywhere on the pitch, really. I think we've been allowed to do whatever we've wanted to anywhere on the pitch.
2-goal Charlie, your man of the match, Nods?
Yes, I think he's been very, very good. I think his touch, his willingness to get in on goal.
He's a game kid as well.
Yeah,
isn't he?
he is. He's got good ability.
Certainly one to watch. Charlie Whittaker signed a professional contract earlier this season. 4 goals now for the under-23s. Starring role in the FA Youth Cup run as well. Here's Romello Mitchell for Southampton, still looking for a consolation goal, and he drills a low shot wide of Harry Tyler's left-hand post, and Harry had it covered all the way, but they're having a go
Yeah,
anyway.
decent effort, it really was. He didn't have anything on, didn't have any real support getting up quickly from midfield or his fellow strikers, so he only had one option, and that was to try a shot on goal, which he was never going to score from that angle, I don't think, but yeah, at least it was a positive break from him.
Goal kick for Harry Tyler. 4.5 minutes to go. Whittaker wins the header. So does Butterfield. So does Reese Hughes. Kehoe to Mitchell. Kehoe continues his run but doesn't get found, and that's happened all too often for Southampton. It's been a bit of a horror show, Snods, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, you can see why they've struggled all year, as if they've been performing like this all the time. And let's be right, we've only got a young team out as well this season.
Yeah.
I don't know the age of the Southampton players really, but I know we've only got a young side out, and we did last week when we beat them 5-0 as well.
No conviction really to Southampton's play. And it could and should have been more, really, Snods.
Yeah, it should. It should. It's 3-0, and it's been a convincing 3-0.
Reese Hughes picks the pocket of Mitchell so easily and wins a throw-in. The right back called Seamus signed from Sligo.
Yeah.
We wish Seamus Kehoe all the best.
We certainly do.
In a partnership, of course, now with Sligo Rovers.
I'm sure he'd love to emulate what Seamus Coleman's done in football.
Luke Butterfield. Been a bit messy the last 10 or 15 minutes, Nods, hasn't it, understandably?
It is. Only a couple of minutes of this game to go, or the season to go.
Yeah.
They've finished on a high note.
Oh, what a ball that is. Is this the moment for Charlie Whittaker? Can he get there?
He can.
Yes, he can. Charlie Whittaker squeezes it home. Not the prettiest goal, but one of the most significant of his fledgling career, because that's his hat-trick, and I'm delighted he's got that.
Absolutely delighted. I thought he'd messed it up, I really did. Terrific ball through to him. His first touch was good. I think it's his second touch that he's knocked him forward. I'm thinking, oh, he's just took it too far. It was a great opportunity, and somehow he's managed to sneak it under the keeper. Tremendous ball. Great first touch, and then it's bounced off his knee, Daz. And I think the keeper should have been a lot more braver than that, but take nothing away from him. He's been excellent all evening. His movement's been good. His willingness to get in the penalty box and his willingness to score goals. He's got a big smile on his face, and rightly so he should have as well.
Big smile on his face. Big night, big hat-trick, big future for Charlie Whittaker. Everton 4, Southampton 0, and that's the goal we wanted.
You wanted 4.
Yeah.
And you've got 4. I want 5.
You might get it, you know. Reese Hughes, back to Reese Welch. Joe Anderson for the Toffees. Thierry Small. Lovely way to end the season. Convincing win and a hat-trick for young Charlie Whittaker.
9 goals for, none against Southampton in the last week, has he?
Yeah, set for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Reese Hughes has played well tonight, Snods.
Yeah, he has. I like watching Reese. I think he's a comfortable player on the ball.
You know what? You might get 5. Sean McAllister crossed in, cleared by Olafanwa, and picked up by Ramello Mitchell. Didn't do little Seamus any favours there, did he?
No, he didn't. Just feel a little bit sorry for Tom. He's seen Charlie get an hat-trick, and he had an opportunity to score a goal, but he's worked tirelessly up there as well.
He's made his contribution to the season for the Under-23s this season, that's for sure. Tom Cannon. More to come from him. Great lad as well. Thierry Small for Everton. Looks so much older than plays, much older than 16, doesn't he? Here's Rowan Quintan on the far side. Good balance, good pace. Is there a good cross at the end of it? Has to check. 5 minutes.
Where's he got 5 minutes
of added
from,
time?
Gas?
Well, I'm not sure. He stopped the play for a couple of injuries, and maybe he's added on a bit of time for all his yellow cards. Tantadine here on Merseyside. 5 minutes of added time. So the 5 minutes might lead to a fifth goal. What we need now, or what we want now, is one for Tom Cannon, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that'll round off a perfect evening. Reese Hughes. Another nice ball.
Delivery into the box. Get in the box, Tom.
Quintan is inside the box. Heavy first touch. Can't keep it in. Goal kick for Southampton. Looks an all-action little chap, doesn't he, Rowan Quintan?
Yeah, he does. He's sharp, he's quick. Just need a little bit more composure there. His first touch were a little bit heavy.
4-0, as we keep saying. No Isaac Price, no Onyango. Dallas Sims out on loan. No Nathan Broadhead, no Conlon Zanides, no Ryan Astley. So the Whiz Kids have done Unzi proud tonight. Yeah. Every team that Unzi puts out, he gets a chew.
Yeah, take nothing away from these kids who have performed in the last couple of weeks. They've been outstanding.
This is a statement announcement. Please remain in the stand until all players are on the pitch.
Just to mention, as the season comes to an end for Southport Football Club, by the way, Snobs, who always look after us so well.
Yeah, fantastic. I know I live in the area, Daz, and I'm always trying to get here as much as I can to watch them. I've got plenty of time for Southport as a football club there, and you're right, they do look after us fantastically well.
Good setup here. Pitch is in good nick. Spent a lot of money on the main stand over on the far side. It's a football club that we've got a lot of time for, and we thank them for all their help this season. Reece Welch. Is it going to happen? 3 minutes to go, Snods. Are you going to get your fifth goal?
No. Settle for 4.
Here's Ledwidge for very dishevelled, disgruntled Saints. Smales Braithwaite carries it forward and wins a corner. Last knock-ins. Another ball bounces out of the ground and into the gardens of Hague Avenue.
Joe's gone down there. Hope it's not his ankle ligaments. Where he blocked that tackle there. You don't want that in the last game of the season. No, he's not asking for the physio. He's getting straight up.
It'd have to be something for big Joe Anderson to have the
good lad, Joe.
physio.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah. Get on your feet. 2 minutes of added time to go. Corner kick though for Southampton. Free header. Should have done better.
He should have done better as well.
Dean Olifanwa had the freedom of the goal then, and just as well he didn't, because that would have taken the gloss off it for us. He'd have been annoyed at that.
Yeah, it would.
Free header.
Yeah. 2 minutes of injury time left. Boys have had nothing to do really, but they've defended what they've had to defend, and he would have been disappointed if we'd have conceded.
Do you remember when we got the trophy at Goodison Park when he won the league, but on the night we lost at home to Liverpool, and all the lads were singing and dancing with the champagne, and once he wouldn't come out of his room, he was fuming.
He was fuming. Yeah, he was.
You had to talk him round.
I did. Well, I tried until he threatened me, so I went away. I said, all right, Dave, it's only a game.
Yeah, you've got the trophy in there. 60 seconds of the season to go. Everton 4, Southampton 0. Once again, thanks very much indeed to everybody who's joined us for our live coverages this season. The viewing figures have been absolutely fantastic, and there will be plenty more to come next season from Everton TV, as Tom Cannon is just flagged offside one more time. I don't think we're going to get the goal for Tom that we crave.
I think the whistle's due any time now. There's 30 seconds to go.
Well-earned break for the players. Can't reiterate enough, they've been involved, a lot of these boys, in under-18s fixtures, FA Youth Cup fixtures, under-23 fixtures, training with the first team. Here's Reese Hughes. Well, he spotted the goalkeeper off his line. He certainly got it in his locker, and that would have been a sensational way to end the season, wouldn't it? And there you go, Snods. It's finished. Everton 4, Southampton 0. And really, we've seen some good games. We've seen some close games this season. That was comfortable from the first whistle.
That's the most comfortablest game I've seen all season. I'm very disappointed in Southampton, but I'm not here to talk about their team. I'm here to talk about our boys, and I think there's been some good performances throughout the season, some individually good performances as well. And tonight, Charlie Whittaker's performance was exceptional, 3 goals, but overall comfortable win. That the boys will be delighted that the season's come to an end. They'll have a little break and now get ready for next season.
The 2020-21 season is over, and it's finished with a flourish. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. The final score from the Pure Stadium, the home of Southport Football Club. The last game of the Premier League 2 season, Everton 4, Southampton 0.
One, two, three, let go.
Bloody awful job. Weight on, Jim. Try and lift. Oh, and take your time, take your time.